So, when you think startup, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably two founders huddled in a garage, right? Coding the next big thing. It's a powerful image for sure, but there's a huge shift happening, and it's powered by AI, and it's completely rewriting that playbook. We are right on the edge of a brand new era, the era of the one-person unicorn. For decades, this was just the unwritten law of Silicon Valley. You know the story. It's always built on these legendary pairs. You had Jobs and Wozniak with Apple, Page and Brin with Google, Gates and Allen with Microsoft. It was just the way things were done. Investors loved it. Founders believed it. The whole idea was you needed a partner to share the load, to have skills you don't. But what if that default setting is kinda wrong now? And then, boom, this quote drops and it changes everything. When the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, said that a single person could build $1 billion company.
It's true that some classes of jobs will totally go away. This always happens, and young people are the best at adapting to this. I'm more worried about what it means, not for the 22-year-old, but for the 62-year-old that doesn't want to go retrain or reskill or whatever the politicians call it that no one actually wants but politicians and most of the time. If I were 22 right now and graduating college, I would feel like the luckiest kid in all of history.
Why?
Because there's never been a more amazing time to go create something totally new, to go invent something, to start a company, whatever it is. I think it is probably possible now to start a company that is a one-person company that will go on to be worth more than $1 billion. And more importantly than that, deliver an amazing product and service to the world. And that is a crazy thing. You have access to tools that can let you do what used to take teams of hundreds. And you just have to learn how to use these tools and come up with a great idea. And
Nails it, right? With the right tech, a single founder can now have the same output that used to take an entire department. They get to be the CEO, the project manager, and the creative director all at once. And AI? Well, AI is basically their entire staff, ready to go 24/7. So the big question is, why now? What's so special about this moment? Well, it turns out it's basically a perfect storm of three huge game changers that are totally shaking up the startup world. Let's break them down. So you've got these three things happening all at once. First, AI is becoming less of a tool and more of an actual teammate. Second, the cost to get a company off the ground has just cratered. And third, we're seeing more and more people actually pull this off, showing everyone else it's possible. Let's dive into each one. First up, and this is the big one, is how much AI itself has evolved. We're moving way beyond AI as just a fancy search engine. People are calling 2025 the year of the AI agent, where AI can handle complex, multi-step projects all on its own. So, for example, a founder could just tell an AI agent, hey, launch a social media campaign for my new product. And that agent could then write the posts, create the images, schedule everything, and even track how well it's doing. That's work that just a few years ago would have meant hiring a whole team. And just look at how normal this has already become. These numbers are wild. A staggering 96% of people have used generative AI. Almost 70% use it every single day. And for students, it's practically universal. For the next generation of founders, using AI isn't even a choice. It's just how things are done. It's their natural co-pilot. The second big reason? It's all about the money. Or really, the fact that you barely need any to get started. In the olden days, you needed a ton of cash for servers, software, maybe an office. But now, for 90% of one-person companies, the startup cost is less than $500. I mean, that's insane. With cloud services and AI tools, all you really need is a laptop and a credit card. Okay, so the tech is ready, and it's incredibly cheap. That's awesome. But it also creates this huge new fork in the road for anyone starting out. Do you go it alone? Or do you stick with the classic co-founder model? And honestly, it's not an easy answer. There are some serious trade-offs. Let's break it down. With a co-founder, yeah, you've got someone in the trenches with you. But, and this is a huge but, get this, 65% of startups that fail because the founders end up fighting. Ouch. On the flip side, going solo means you're the captain. You call all the shots, you move at your own speed, and you keep 100% of the company. The price, though, can be loneliness and a very real risk of burnout. This analogy just says it all, doesn't it? So many founders feel this pressure to find a partner, either from investors or just because they're scared to be by themselves. But grabbing a co-founder out of convenience instead of true alignment, well, that's a recipe for disaster. It often becomes a bigger problem than a solution. So how do you solve for the biggest problem of going solo, that isolation? Well, the modern answer isn't to force a partnership you don't need. It's community. We're seeing all these founder networks and peer groups pop up, creating spaces where solo entrepreneurs can vent, get advice, and find support without giving up a single share of their company or control. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this is way bigger than just the startup scene. This whole rise of the one-person company is a signal that's forcing us all to rethink the very structure of work itself and what a company is even going to look like in the future. You know the classic company structure, right? It's a pyramid. You've got layers and layers of management and all these different departments. But if one person plus AI can do the work that an entire department used to do, does that pyramid even make sense anymore? The new model, which you're seeing in reports from places like McKinsey, looks way less like a pyramid and a lot more like a dynamic network. Just picture it, a small, agile core team, but they're not managing other people. Instead, they're directing entire fleets of AI agents. You might have one person whose job is to command the marketing AI and another who directs the supply chain AI, with all these automated systems working together perfectly. All right, so let's bring this all back to you. Could you actually do this? Here are 3 real talk questions you should probably ask yourself. Number 1, can you truly handle the pressure of being the only one making the calls day in and day out? 2, are you genuinely excited about having to constantly learn and adapt to new AI tools? And 3, are you honest with yourself about what you're great at and what you're not? Look, at the end of the day, what this all really means is that the excuses are running out. You don't need to wait for the perfect co-founder or the perfect idea or a big pile of cash. For anyone with an idea and the drive to make it happen, the tools are finally here to just start building. So maybe it's time to stop thinking and just start doing.